Fence work is a constant on a cattle ranch. There is always fence to fix. Today, the guys are putting new metal posts in between old wood posts to make a fence stronger. It is a hot day out there, and they're gonna be hungry. I'm gonna start with the dessert that I'm gonna take the guys, Mini Pecan Pies. I would never dream of hauling a whole pecan pie out on a hot day like this, but these mini ones are just right. I started with sugar, cup of sugar and 3 tablespoons of packed brown sugar. And I'll add half a teaspoon of salt and stir the sugars around. Pecan pie happens to be a favorite of pretty much every Drummond I know, but it used to be limited to holiday meals. Now we love pecan pie so much, we make it year-round, and these little small ones are just perfect. They're so cute, really easy to eat with your hands, which is important when I'm taking food out while they're working. Okay, the sugars are mixed, and I've got more sweet stuff to pour in. I'm gonna measure half a cup of corn syrup. You can also use dark corn syrup if you want. And half a cup of maple syrup. The signature quality of pecan pie is just the sticky sweetness. I don't even care about the pecans on top. I just like the filling. It is so amazing. And I guess all the Drummonds feel the same way because everybody eats it and loves it. Okay, I'm just gonna give that a couple of stirs. That's all mixed together. So now I'm gonna melt some butter and crack some eggs.
So these old posts, they're just kind of shrunk. Plus when we burn the grass, sometimes they get burned up. But they're 50 years old, so they're pretty old. Wire's old. Because the wire's old, we don't want to use brand new posts on the fence because we'll eventually replace this whole fence. But right now, instead of replacing it, we're just going to put new posts in every now and then.
Okay, I've got a 1/3 cup of melted butter, and I'll pour it in. I cannot imagine why pecan pie is so darn good. I mean, sugar, butter. I'm gonna give it a stir just so it can mix in with the sugars. And I beat 3 eggs, and those go in. I'll add a little splash of vanilla. Pecan pie is just so simple. It's just wholesome. Well, it's supposed to be wholesome. I'm gonna add a little whiskey though. I can't help myself. And I have really found that you can add just a little splash of whiskey or bourbon to pecan pie, and it doesn't really mess up the filling at all. You really just want to add a couple splashes though. I have been known to have a heavy hand when adding booze to desserts. Now these are gonna be little pecan pies, so of course I've got to chop the pecans. I'm gonna get about a cup and leave some behind to put on top. Lad has a pretty good crew helping him drive fence posts today. He's got Bryce, Todd, and Paige. Dell, his old cowboy, is there. He used to work for Lad when he and I just first got married, and he's back on the ranch now, so it's great to have him around. Cowboy Josh is there with Rowdy and his baby Taus, who is the cutest baby in the world. Okay, those pecans look great. They're really chopped up. Now, this is not like Thanksgiving where I spend lots of time making a totally handcrafted pie. I'm gonna cheat and use little frozen store-bought pie crusts. I just thawed them out and they're all ready to go. I'm just sprinkling in some of the chopped nuts in each pastry, probably about a teaspoon or 2 of nuts. These are pretty small, so you don't want to go overboard and have them overflow all over the pan. Okay, got the pecans all sprinkled in. Now I just need to pour in the filling and top each one with a pecan half. Okay, got them all filled up. Now I'm gonna put them into a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. These are gonna be good. I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this before, but my family kind of likes beef. The cowboys kind of like beef. So I'm gonna deliver the guys the steak sandwich to end all steak sandwiches. I'm just working on the onions now. I cut some really thick slices And I've got them grilling on one side. I'm just brushing the second side with olive oil before I turn them over. Instead of separating them into rings, I kept the slices intact. I think they are going to be so delicious on the steaks. I think the combination of grilled steak and grilled onions is pretty much heavenly. The onions are gonna take a little time on the second side, so I'm gonna start on the steaks. I'll season them first with just salt, pepper, and lemon pepper. I'm using strip steaks. Sometimes they're called Kansas City strips. It's just a really nice cut of steak. They're kind of a nice size. That's kind of why I chose them. They don't have as much fat as ribeyes. Really good flavor though. Get the pepper on there. You really want to season these up well. The lemon pepper is a nod to Lad. It is and always has been his favorite steak seasoning. And I have to say, I have really grown accustomed to it on steaks myself. Okay, really nice layer. Okay, now I'm gonna butter the pan. I've got a grill pan over medium-high heat and it is really hot. I'll just put a little layer of butter on top. Oh, that is one hot grill pan. Now I'll get 4 steaks on first and I'm gonna put the seasoned side down. Oh, you gotta love that sizzle. When I get them on the pan, then I'll season the second side.
Great for raw.
So this is one of the bad things about driving post in our country. Sometimes you can just go a little ways down and you'll hit rock. And it's kind of hard to drive them through rock. So usually you just search around, try to find you a place where you can get it in. If you can't, sometimes you have to skip areas.
The onions are officially ready to come off of the pan. Wow, wow. So my plan is to put 2 slices of onions on each sandwich. Okay, with all this onion flavor on the grill pan, I'm gonna put the buns on here just to crisp them up a little bit. They're gonna soak up a little bit of that delicious flavor. And believe it or not, it is already time to turn the steaks. These aren't very thick. Ooh boy. I don't know if the guys are expecting a lunch like this. They're gonna wanna drive fence post more often. When the guys are out working, it's kind of hard for them to stop what they're doing, go to town or go home to have lunch. So I'm gonna solve that problem by delivering them what I think might be the most delicious sack lunch I've ever delivered the cowboys.
We've done about a quarter mile. We have about another quarter to go. Hard part is we're on this rock ridge and it's tough sledding up here.
You know, I'm of the belief that you can pretty much put a fried egg on anything and it'll be delicious. I'll sprinkle on some salt and pepper. Okay, I'll let the eggs fry on the first side and I'm gonna make a delicious mayo to spread on each sandwich. It's got 2 simple ingredients, but they're pretty good ingredients. Just mayonnaise and a couple of teaspoons of ancho chili powder. Ooh, I love this stuff. Such amazing flavor. Not overwhelming heat. And I'll stir it around. Okie doke, that's the ancho mayo. Okay, let me check on the eggs. I think it's time to flip them. I don't want that yolk to break. I'm gonna try to keep the yolks pretty soft. It's not every day that I make steak and fried eggs and deliver them out in the field, so we'll see how these yolks hold up. A little more salt and pepper. Okay, those are gonna take no time at all to cook. So I am going to start building the sandwiches. I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna get a good amount of the ancho mayo. Now, if it were just for me, I would really, really pile this mayo on. The Drummond kids and cowboys don't like a whole lot of gloopy stuff on their sandwiches, so I'm just putting a little thin layer on just for flavor. All right, it's steak time. I am incredibly excited about this. Look at that. Then the grilled onions go on top of the steak. My gosh. And then I'll grab one of these fried eggs that's done, put it on top, and then the top goes on. I don't know what to say. I want to eat this right now, but I've got a bunch more sandwiches to build.